Hi, everybody. This is Jeffrey. This is Ripecolor. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hola, hola, hola. I'm setting myself up a little bit. I saw the water guy on the street, but it's very ahorita. Like, oh, I'll come when I come. Great. All right. Well, there's nobody here yet, so I'll tell everybody how lovely I feel. So I wanted to do a new moon reading, and I'm doing a new moon reading. I thought it was tomorrow, but I looked it up and it's today, I think about in the afternoon, like in the afternoon before 5. So that's what I want to do. Hello, hello. All right. Maybe everyone's busy. You know, say, I like to sit between the paintings. Okay, good. Hello, Angie Lala. Um, Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So I just want to do a new moon reading for the collective. And my little mini message is be open. What was it? Be open to any and all opportunities. Not bad. Let's see if I look better that way. I think I look better that way. Be open to any and all opportunities. Okay. Nice message. Really nice message. All right. So, what I thought I would do, I want to do something similar. I just want to make enough room. I want to do something similar because sometimes the cards. Um, so what I did with Danny Shea, please check out that video. So I want to do it by element. I'm going to do it by element, and then maybe I'll do it for the collective. How does that sound? Sounds good to me. All right. Um, so let me find a paper that's empty. Good luck. Well, I'm not going to find a paper that's empty. So I'm going to start with earth, and then I'm going to go into fire, and then air, and then water. That's my decision. All right. So it's for the collective. It's be open to any and all opportunities, possibilities, and this is for the new moon, new energy. Hello, everybody, and I'll make channel announcements as we go. So this is for Earth, which is Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. Yeah. Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, new moon in Aquarius. So it's opposite Leo. So it's like it's going to fix something in because those are fixed signs. It's going to fix something in. Okay. And now the guy's here. Hi, Vivian. Yeah, now the water guy's here. It's like perfect timing. All right. Away we go. So, I mean, we start with strength, which is great. We start with strengths. Hi, Arlene. Okay. We start with strength. Strength's a really powerful card. Strength is a card of Leo. Strength has an optimism about it, and it's really about gathering your courage. It's also the union of body and mind. It's the union of body and mind. So it's a beautiful card. It's really powerful. So the way I understand it is this is really like the energy of the divine feminine, right? Which is eternal. And through her comfort, through her love, through her understanding, she helps you to tame your own beast, like to focus your energy, because the tail is between his legs, is willingly opening his mouth. It's like, I'm willing to be guided. I'm willing to be guided towards something higher, towards something more fulfilling, towards something more comforting. Okay. And then I have the Ten of Pentacles. So the Ten of Pentacles is the card of wealth, and it's the card of, dynasty. It's a card of dynasty. So it's this energy of, okay, I'm going to focus my energy. This is for earth signs. I'm going to focus my energy and, with the help of spirit and, to build something that lasts. Right. And this could involve your family. It could involve like the company you work at, your community, because it's intergenerational as well. Interesting. And then I have the Knight of Pentacles, which is, an earth. Oh, there's a pentacle there. There you go. And he's really steadfast. There's this energy of like, I'm really responsible. I'm going to get it done, no matter how long it takes. There's that energy. There's this energy of I'm willing to work, and I'm willing to stand still if I need to stand still at a certain moment. Because sometimes we want to push something through, and it's like, no, I set everything out, and I'm patient, and I have a clear plan, and like this didn't work today, it'll work tomorrow, like that. Hi, Lauren. All right. Yeah, I've taken full responsibility. It's interesting because I always read this as King Judah, right? And as Judah. And Judah has this energy of owning up to everything he did and everything he didn't do. He has this energy of like, I made a mistake. I'm willing to take responsibility for the mistake. We'll try something new. He doesn't shy away. He doesn't hide behind, oh, it's your fault. He doesn't do that. And it's interesting because Judah would be is symbolized by the lion, right? So there's a lot of like this inner strength, this conviction. There's an energy of conviction. Yeah, the old way is done. I can't even think that way anymore. And now I'm going into a new place. I'm allowing something new to come in. I think I need water. Meanwhile, I saw the water guy on the street like 10 minutes ago. I'm like, oh, can you come? And it's all in Spanish. I don't really understand. And I told him but it's like, I can't do it now. Anyway. Yeah, you've learned your lesson. This is really about rebirth. This is a really powerful card. So this is the second to last card in the deck, right? So the last card in the deck would be the World. And the World is the completion of a cycle, the beginning of a new one as it spins, right? But right before the World comes Judgment. It's really important to understand the order of the cards because they're telling a story. And the Judgment card is really about really listening to your intuition, because this is Gabriel, right, who brings the messages, right? Gabriel is the one who told Mary she's going to be pregnant. Gabriel is the one, so that's why he's symbolized, right? Ooh, blow Gabriel, blow. And he's the one who gives the Quran to Muhammad. So there's all this energy of like listening and hearing and utilizing that information, right? Like spirit comes down because the vertical always symbolizes spirit to earth, because the horizontal represents the earth plane, the crossing of the two. It's like my understanding of Judgment is I've incorporated my lessons so completely and all my experiences so completely that it's almost like graduating from, it's like you get a diploma. It's almost like you get a diploma. It's like, okay, now what are you going to do with the energy and with the understanding? I hate that thing. It drives me crazy. Thank you, Vivian. So that's the energy. That's the energy of like, okay, I've learned a certain lesson and I'm going to gather myself. I'm going to take responsibility. I'm going to work hard toward increasing my stability, my wealth, and I have spirit behind me. Great. That's a really nice reading, and it's it's an empowering reading. It's like, okay, because earth signs also, they're not afraid to work, right? It's like, okay, I'm going to get to work on this. Boom, right? This is my plan. I take responsibility. The old way doesn't work. I'm trying a new way. Here we go. Like that's the energy. So that's for the earth signs. All right. Yay. Bueno. Okay. Next are the fire signs. Okay. Fuego. So the fire signs are Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Passionate, instinctual, energetic. Hi above the clouds. Hi Lauren. Hi Vivian. Arlene. Okay. I think I said everyone. Yes. Okay, so if you're new, I just did Earth. I'm doing it by element because I did it with Danny by element, and it really it worked. It made sense. And then I'll do one for the collective as well, and I'll give you a catch up as to what's going on. And you know, the dogs were barking right before the thing, but they're not right now. Gracias a Dios. They're playing music. La la la. All right. You can hear me okay, right? Otherwise, I think you would have said something. Okay, this is for fire for the new moon in Aquarius. I wish I knew the degree, but I don't. Hi, Mama. Well, I'm glad you don't have any problem with it. Okay, fire. So please, if you're new, please check out my other videos. You know, I love Leos. I have a Leo moon. And in terms of Earth, I have a Virgo. I'm Virgo rising, by the way. All right. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Yay. Hooray. Yay. Hooray. All right. It's early for me. Oh, look at all these Leos. I tend to attract a lot of Leos, actually. I attract a lot of Leos. You know how like there are certain signs that you just sort of like always end up meeting? So I attract a lot of Leos and quite a lot of Sagittarius. Aries, for not that much, not that much. And in terms of Earth, all of them, actually. Yeah, all of them. All right. So we start with a lovely card. If you've watched me before, I love this card. So we went from, you know, it's really interesting. Okay, so I'm already getting the last reading. We had the Leo card, right? Strength, and then we had King Judah, right? So Leo rules the heart, and it's interesting because it's an Aquarius moon, so it's a Leo, right? There's the Leo Aquarius thing because they're opposites. Opposites really have a lot more in common than you think. And now I have what I call King David. And King David also is of the tribe of Leo, of Judah, which is symbolized by the lion. So Leo is ruled by the heart, ruled by the heart. So this is really interesting. So there's this whole energy so far of being ruled by your heart, right? So my understanding is like the heart is the queen. Maybe more than the heart, but the heart is the queen, right? So she's in charge because the energy, the electromagnetic energy of the heart is enormous. Like whatever I'm sending out love, I receive it back. And you know, this is not the way we think in the West, but the general important thing, as opposed to what I feel is the most important thing, then it's, you know, it's more wrapped up in ego, it's more wrapped up in fear, it's more wrapped up. Whereas if it comes from here, you know, she tells him what to do. It's like, oh no, you know, you're going to cross that river. You're going to do whatever she says. I don't know. All right. So I have the Six of Wands. After all that, I have the Six of Wands. To me, the Six of Wands is King David. It's about perseverance. And this is really the Hollywood card. This is about being loved, being admired, and being supported. So there's this deep understanding here. And I've done it before. I don't know if I have any paper that's blank. I keep on writing on the same pieces of paper. The shield of David is a very ancient symbol, not just in Judaism, in many, many traditions. And it's really the symbol of the heart. It's really basically the Merkaba. If I could find a blank piece of paper. Here we go. Right? So the fire going up, the water coming down, the combination of the two, and the understanding is that David rests in the middle. David rests in the middle, like humanity rests in the middle of this energy of reaching up toward the Godhead and receiving from the Godhead, because this is really about action and this is about receiving, right? Because this is the symbol of fire, this is the symbol of water. There we go. So that's what this energy is. It's really sitting in the energy of being loved, of being beloved, of being admired, of being supported, right? Of having free reign and of victory. Thank you, Vivian. And then we have the Queen of Wands. And for me, the Queen of Wands, I mean, she takes her passion in hand, right? And the thing about the Queen of Wands is like she's really, really wise with time. She knows when to act and when not to act, right? She knows when to act and when not to act. So, she can check her reaction. It's like sometimes somebody does something like to press your buttons, and what you really want to do is like say, right? And she's like, no, I'm just going to let this sit and I'll know when to pounce. I'll know when to pounce. So if I feel supported and loved by spirit, I'll know when and how to act. In a way, this is also the king of time, value of time. So in a way that's most well thought out, in a way that's most experienced, in a way that's most solid, in a way that's most secure, right? Because this is the knowledge. Nice reading so far. I'm going to follow my instinct. I'm going on a new path. Hi, Danny. I'm actually, you know what I'm doing, Danny? I'm doing this I'm breaking it up into elements. So we're in the middle of fire. It's hot in here. So this is the mysterious path, and I'm willing to go along it. I'm willing to follow my intuition. I'm not 100% sure where it's going, but I feel called. I feel beckoned, and I'm going down the path. I'm going down the path, because I'm supported. Now is the time, and this is going to lead toward my security. I'm shaking up the foundation. I'm shaking up the foundation. Like the old foundation was not as, it's almost like you buy a house. You buy a house and then you realize it's like the foundation is a little shaky. So either I'm going to move or I'm going to get into the basement and put in steel beams or whatever it takes. I always give these house things, and it's like, I don't own a house. I've never owned a house, but I use my imagination. Okay. Yeah, I have choices. I have choices. You know what I'm getting? I'm getting like this is about gathering your energy. It's a little bit similar to one of the readings that Danny and I gave, but I don't know who it was for. But I'm getting this, I'm gathering your energy, okay. Because I talked about, that masculine, feminine in this card. It's really about, being in the balance of, I'm going to take action on this and I'm going to listen at the same time. I'm going to do both. I'm going to utilize both of those energies. I'm not just going to rely on my mind, and I'm not just going to rely on my feeling. I'm going to actually look at them both, utilize them both in the most efficient way. Because maybe in the past, I was more about one or the other, and that is not going to stand. That's really interesting. That's not going to stand because I'm getting this, you know, I get the duality in a certain way. Of course, the construction starts because it's Saturday. Oh, that's loud. That's loud. All right. Sorry about that, kids. You know, the thing is, how big is the apartment? It's like, are you building an entirely new house inside the apartment? Obviously. And you obviously don't know what you're doing because it's been months. Thank you, Mama. All right. So I brought in like the energy of this, right? Which is both masculine and feminine. A feminine card, a masculine card. Another duality, the two towers. I'm walking between them. It's unbelievable. Like I don't know when to do videos because there's no consistency in the building. All right. So I'm shaking up the foundation. I have choices, and I'm going to utilize both my masculine and feminine energies. I'm going to marry them. Can you hear it in the background? It's called milking the job. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, giving and receiving. Giving and receiving. I know. I know. I know, Danny. Yeah. It's giving and receiving, right? It's about being both. And this is a 6. This is a 6. It's about persevering, which maybe is the energy for me right here, right now. I think I'm going to get a Jaguar, actually. Yeah. That should take care of the issues. Another 6. You know the funny thing, Mama? My apartment in New York was the quietest, unbelievably quiet. Unbelievably quiet. I didn't hear a thing. Nothing. Birds. I lived in the back. I live in the back here too, top floor. Doesn't matter. All right. Another 6. So there's this real energy of persevering. It's like, okay, and fire is good at that, So it's this real energy of like, I'm really trying to accomplish my goal. I'm really trying to accomplish my goal. I have to merge these energies. I have to put this together and that together. But I have my goal in mind. I know where I'm going. I know what I want to accomplish because I get 3 6s. That's really powerful. That's really powerful. Actually, I get 4 6s. I get 4 6s. And also, 6 somehow, for me, is, I don't know, to me, it's a wheel. I don't know why, but I always get it like a wheel that it's rolling, it's moving. It's moving. I always get that. I always get that. I did love the birds. It's really funny. It's like you think, oh, Mexico City, and it's much greener here. It really is. There's a lot more trees and stuff. But I think because it's like in the middle of the country, New York was on the coast. I mean, obviously, it still is on the coast. And it's a migratory route. So the amount and the variety of birds in New York was astounding. It was astounding. Here, it's like I see 3 or 4 different kinds of birds. That's about it. There are a couple of pigeons, not too many. They're these incredible blackbirds they make a wonderful noise. They have these really long tails. And there are a lot of mourning doves, but they're very, very, very small. And that's it. That's it. I mean, maybe in the parks there are some birds of prey, like a falcon or something. I haven't seen any, but that's it. In New York, it was like, I don't know. I got everything. It's interesting. Okay. Anyway, we're persevering. So the whole fire energy is like you have the goal. You're utilizing all your energy, your masculine and your feminine, in the right way, in the right balance, right? And you're moving forward into the future. And it's like this energy of like strengthen yourself. Of like this is going to take some time. I'm going to do what I need to do, and Right. I know the finches were wonderful. They made such beautiful sounds. They made such beautiful sounds. Okay. Maybe my energy was sent down to the apartment below me. And he's like, oh, well, maybe Jeffrey's doing a video. No, I haven't even met them. Where do the 4 6s come in? Look. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we need the last card. Ah, you're following your inner light. You're following your inner light. You're following your inner light. That's the Hermit card. Hermit card's a really interesting card. The Hermit is a card of Virgo. The Hermit has this energy of having really spiritual knowledge because he dug for it. He dug for it. He's a scholar. So it's like nothing's going to stop him until he gets to the bottom of it. And what happens is as he's digging, he discovers his own light and allows his own light to lead him. His own inner core, his own inner soul, his soul's mission to lead him. And persevere with that. Persevere with that. And the other thing I kind of wanted to talk about, I'll show you the cards, but is for me, I connect every day, and I ask, what's the right action to take? What do I need to do? Guide my words, guide my thoughts. And it's changed my life. It's really changed my life. So I would strongly recommend that you get practice going on. Even if it's like 5 minutes in the morning, you wake up and then they're like, thank you for my life. Thank you for the abundance. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for whatever. And I honor that. Thank you. You send love to the Godhead. You receive love back. You send love to the earth. You receive love back. Like real simple, real simple. So I'm going to do the cards. All right. Victory. Understanding time and the value of it. Being able to develop something that's going to last, right? Because you have the knowledge. Merging your energies, your masculine and feminine energies. You're going to shake up the foundation because new thoughts are coming in. You're following your intuition. You're involving community, and it's going to be more balanced. You're going to give and receive. You're going to a calmer place in your mind where you can hear and follow your soul's light. That's a nice reading. That's a really nice reading. All right. Bueno, and now we have air. Now we're going to do air. All right. You're welcome above the clouds. Beautiful. Thank you, Danny. So Danny said it because sometimes you can't see this when it goes up. It says, thank you, Danny. 6666. A message of encouragement and support telling you that you're on the right track in life. Lovely. Lovely. Okay, air. So the air signs are Aquarius, Gemini, Libra. Hi. Ah. Everyone is so good. Hi, Angie Lala. And you get she did the glyph for Libra, which is a really lovely glyph. And it's like, I can't do any of those emojis. I could barely put a smiley face on. Sometimes people send you these texts. It's like, I don't know how to access that stuff. Oh, it's really simple. If it was really simple, I would have figured it out. It's not that simple. All right, Air. Let's see what's going on for the new moon, for this new season that we're coming into. This is a really powerful moon. That's why I'm doing the video. Okay. I guess the dog is an air sign too. I think there are more dogs in the building than there are people, actually. Okay. Okay, you saw I shuffled. I had the King of Pentacles. Is this the third time he came up? Did he come up in the first reading as well? I don't know. The King of Pentacles is really like, take hold of your finances, take hold of your security. You have the knowledge, you know what you're doing. This is like, I think it's for everyone. It's like, you know what you're doing, you have the experience, use your knowledge to the best of your ability and move forward. It's like, oh, I don't know how to do that. It's like, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You have the experience. Use your time wisely. Use your time wisely and, toward your security, toward your finances, toward your health, toward your health. This is a health card too. The pentacles are health cards. There's something new rising in the background. This is a really interesting card. There's something new rising in the background, right? You're sitting and you're listening and you're in a state of sort of, I'm waiting to hear the message. I'm waiting to hear the message and I'm using my senses. I'm not necessarily just using my eyes. I'm using my ears and my body and my heart. I'm using it all. And I'm sitting, and these are antennae picking up the energy of the ether, right? And sort of giving you ideas, right? And what happens is, because I have the moon next, which also showed up in the last reading, the moon is really the card of like the dreamscape, of intuition, of kind of being led. There's this interesting energy because it's a mysterious path, right? And what happens here is that as she's sitting, right, and she's got to use senses that she hasn't used before, this new land comes up in the background. So it's almost like she's sitting on like, it's volcanic in a way. So all of a sudden, this new land rises and out of her subconscious, out of like sitting. And it's like, if you sit long enough, maybe new ideas come, right? And so like this new land coming up in the background, she's not quite aware of it, but that's what's happening because she's sitting and allowing like her higher self and the angels and the Godhead to come through and form something new that perhaps one day she'll use, she'll grow things on, she'll build a house on, she'll have a quiet place to go, etc. Could be anything. I don't do private readings. This is not a private reading. This is a general reading. If you want a private reading, you can go to my site and book a private reading. All right. The moon. So this is, like a continuation of, there's a mysterious path. There's a mysterious path that I'm being guided toward. I'm being beckoned. And it's toward my security. It's toward my stability. It's toward my health. And it's toward my physical health, my mental health. That's what it is. That's what it is. Yeah, look, here I go. This is a spiritual quest. This is a spiritual quest. So this is like, there were things in my life in the past that were really quite satisfying. And I'm not turning, I'm leaving them right now. They're still there. They're stable. They're secure. I'm not burning bridges. I'm going in a new direction. I'm being called in a new direction and I'm following that. I don't really quite know exactly where it is, but I know I'm being called toward that. I'm being called toward that. And I'm following it. I'm following the lead, right? So I'm not really quite clear, but I know that this is where I'm supposed to be going. I know that, it's almost like you're walking down the street and something says, I think I'm going to go down that street. I've never really gone down that street before. And I wonder what's there. Yeah. I put Denny. Okay. There are a lot of interpretations to this card. It's interesting that a lot of the same cards kind of came up in the reading that Danny and I did for the next 3 months, and this reading too. This is the 10. 10 is completion. So this could be dropping a burden, right? This could also be gathering oneself, gathering the harvest, and it's kind of what Danny said about this card is really interesting because I think it really fits into this reading. It's like I'm carrying so much stuff I can't really see in front of me. So there's this energy of like I don't have like this. The goal is not maybe 100% clear, but I know that if I change my mind and if I go in a different direction and if I move forward, then I'm going to receive what I need to receive, right? So just like I said, for the collective, be open to all new opportunities. Okay. It's like somebody says, yeah, I want to offer you a job doing this. It's like, I've never done that before. Oh, but you have all the skills, you'll be fine. It's like, all right. I think, yeah, sure. Sure. Yeah, towards stability. Towards stability. Towards stability. And for me, this is it's stability. It's also like a mini celebration. But I always feel like with the four, um, it's stability not only in one's like living environment, it's stability in your head, it's stability in your heart. It's almost like taking that home with you. And that home is this, and having like that deep understanding of oneself, right? It's this deep understanding of oneself. And it's like, and if the heart is the heart of the matter, which I talk about a lot, and I'm being led that way towards something new, towards something maybe mysterious, maybe a little spiritual, maybe a little intuitive, it'll be fine because I'm listening. I'm listening. That's my energy. That's what I'm getting from this whole reading. Hi, Melissa. All right. So this is for air, right? Are we up to air? Yeah. All right. I know how to be more secure and stable. I am paying attention to my intuition, and I'm going. Not only am I paying attention, but I'm walking down the road, and I'm ready to pick up and go. Maybe I'm ready to drop the burdens of the past in order to that I'll be more stable. I'm going to throw one more card for this. Yeah, toward emotional fulfillment, toward the promise coming true, toward community, right? Toward something that's really established, really lovely, really fulfilling, really fulfilling. And I think also what I'm feeling is like this is really about going after your joy, going after the thing that really makes you happy, the thing that makes you, fulfilled and comfortable and at ease. That's the energy. It's really nice. It's really nice. All right. That was air. So I did them by element: earth, fire, air. Now we're into water. All right. Now I'm going to shuffle very, very well so that the same cards don't come up over and over and over again. It happens like that sometimes, though. Sometimes I'll ask like a question of myself, right? Like, oh, is this the right time to go to this and this place? And I'll pull a card, and it'll say it's like kind of a yes card. Okay, but then I don't feel like it, and then I pull I pull the same card. Like, okay. I don't really read for myself all that much. Hi, Madhu. Hi, Kathy. All right. All right. You know what? Before I get to water, let me do my little spiel. All right. So I read tarot. I'm available. I do pendulum clearing, which allows you to shift energy. So the pendulum clearing and the IET are very similar. And what they are uh, you basically say, so I ask a question: if you could shift, change, manifest anything in your life, what would that be? In other words, what would you like to receive? What would you like to receive? And there's no wrong answer, right? I would like to receive in the positive, what I'd like to receive, not what I don't like this, I don't like that. We'll get there. What would I like to receive, right? I'd like to receive joy. I'd like to receive more money. I'd like to receive more love. I'd like to receive clarity. I'd like to receive, right? Not what I want to let go of. And then with the pendulum, it's more kind of hands-on, like you're more involved. Because we clear a block. So we'll clear a block. Let's say you have a block of you believe something negative about yourself, right? We're going to clear that block. We're going to find the opposite and embed it with the help of the guides and the angels, your guides, your angels, my guides, my angels, the angelic realm. And so the pendulum and the IET are similar. The IET, the difference is in the IET is that I'm really calling in the energy, and I'm going through the whole body, so it clears all the chakras. Whereas the other one is maybe more like a little bit more directed in a way. Anyway, so I'm offering them as bundles. And if you subscribe for 3 IET sessions, we're going to be having Zoom calls for everyone who subscribed for 3 IET sessions. And it's as a bundle, and you subscribe, it's all on my site. And then we're going to have Zoom calls for all the people who are doing it, so we can all support each other and really build community. And with the 3 IETs or more, we're going to be building vision boards. It's like, and you put up a picture of a beautiful garden. That I want a beautiful garden. You put up a picture of like the perfect man, the perfect woman, you know how it is. And then we're going to do energy work as to how to draw it in together, which is much more powerful than doing it on your own. It's much more powerful. So those are the services I offer. You could also just do a tarot reading or a pendulum clearing or a IET, a one-time deal. And there are deals. So go check it out on my site. Okay, that was my spiel. All right, now it's time for water. Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer. And yeah, I'm going to keep this to an hour. I'm going to be really good today. I just saw an orb. Cool. 1, 2, 3. Okay. At least we got some new cards. Involve yourself in community. Ask for help. Ask for help and offer help. Ask for help, offer help. Be part of something bigger. Be part of something bigger, right? And persevere, right? And also know, sometimes it's like, I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know. I don't really have enough money for it. It's like the money will appear. The money will appear. The King of Cups. I love the King of Cups. He's my favorite king. So the King of Cups, is a diplomat. The King of Cups listens. That's his real key. His real key, to me, the key to the King of Cups is that he is the great listener. He holds space. He holds space because he has been through it. He has been through all that emotional turmoil. So he has complete compassion, completely understands. So it's, the King of Cups is like, like this energy of like, it's an energy. Like, let's say you had this really deep thing with your grandfather, right? And you could tell him anything. Oh, I'm having a problem with this. I'm having a problem with this. I don't know how to do that. I feel like this. He sits and listens. He sits and listens and offers love and offers healing. It's a really beautiful card, really beautiful, because it's listening. And I feel a lot of times with the King of Cups, it's like it's listening to one's own intuition. It's listening to one's heart. It's listening to oneself and having compassion, having deep compassion for oneself. And then I have the Ace of Pentacles, my favorite ace. So the Ace of Pentacles is the clear road ahead, an opportunity. It's about being in touch with one's will, right? Being in touch with one's solar plexus, with one's will, with one's desire, and listening to that, and then persevering with it, right? And it's a grand and brand new opportunity, which makes sense for a new moon. Toward establishing wealth, toward establishing something that's going to last, something perhaps intergenerational, perhaps to do with your family or with like the community, as a whole. Because family is like, we all have different ideas. Some people it's just your physical family, right, or your biological or your adopted family, right? But for some of us, it's like, well, I have 3 or 4 friends, and we're really like tight, and like that's the family. Or it could even be some sort of community thing that you're involved in on whatever level, right? That's my family, right? That's my tribe. So don't get family so, right? Don't limit the understanding of what family is. And I have 3 pentacles, so financially it looks good. Yeah, my heartache has informed me. And I've said this before, in this deck, in the Rider-Waite deck, the swords, every single sword card is a very dark, it looks very dark, right? All the swords look very, the iconography is like, I mean, not a pretty card, raining, swords through the heart, 3 of them. It's creative thinking. Like if you just break down the card, it's creative thinking. And sometimes I get with this card, it's like the heartache that I've been through has informed me. And it's almost like, I know where not to go. And because I've had that heartache, I know how to utilize that experience towards something that's beneficial for me. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to be really clear and really abundant and really joyous. And the other thing about this one, the Sun, one of the best cards in the deck, I would say the Sun, the Empress, the Star are probably the best cards in the deck. Yeah. The Sun is really about, I always feel like the Sun is spiritual nourishment. Because sometimes I'm here and I get crazy with the sound, right? I'm like, oh, you need to go and buy some tomatoes or whatever. And every day I go out, and it's almost always sunny here. And I go out and I feel the sun, and I feel loved. I feel like I'm getting information. I feel like I'm growing. This is also, it's a card of growth. It's a card of growth. It's a card of clarity. It's about abundance. It's about joy. It's about living in the joy. It's about living in the abundance, right? Whether you're abundant or not, right? So, because sometimes we get this idea of like, well, abundance means that I have $1 million in the bank or whatever the number is. Abundance means I have a brand new car. Abundance it's like, no, abundance means I am alive. I am alive and I'm thriving and I'm full of joy. Whether or not I have $1 million in the bank, whether or not the car is new or not, whether I even have a car. The abundance is this. The abundance is I have this, right? Right? I have a sense of community. The abundance is I have a sense of myself and of intuition, right? I have hope. And I've had heartache, and it's okay. It's okay. That's part of the whole deal. It's the garden has everything growing in it. Some things are weeds, and it's like, all right, it's a full, abundant experience in life. And I'm sharing it with other people. And when I have extra, I give. And when I need, I say, like I went with my friend yesterday to lunch, and he's like, oh, could you spot me for lunch? I'm like, sure, great. And then I think like this weekend, I have the thing that makes the router. So I got the router. It still doesn't work, because I have that other room that I want to use, but it just doesn't reach there. So I need a longer cable, and he knows where to get them cheap. So he's going to take me. He goes, it's really complicated to find that place. So it's like, yeah, I took you to lunch. You take me the cable, we'll go to a movie. I'll pay for the movie. You pay for the popcorn, like that. That's abundance. All right. I'm going to throw one more. Yeah, you can manifest whatever it is you desire because you're eternal. Because you're eternal and you're connected to the eternity. You're part of the eternity. Your soul is eternal and you have all the tools that you need. Because sometimes it's like, well, I don't really know how to use this tool. Okay, so there's a certain tool you don't know how to use, right? But you have community. It's like, can you help me with my computer thing? Because I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I really need help moving this furniture. Can you help me? Right? So when I think I told you I had a last minute, these two guys that were guests, and then I was, so I had the bed in a certain order. I gave them the bigger room because it's more pleasant. And I sleep in the smaller room anyway, because the other one, the light is so bright in the morning, I can't. So I'm sleeping in the smaller room. It's not small. It's like a decent sized room. And that's where I sleep anyway. So I'm trying to move the bed in. I got it caught like on an angle between the two walls, and I'm trying to do it on my own. I'm like, there are two people outside. They're going to help you. So I say, guys, can you help me? So they did. It was no big deal. It was no big deal. And then we moved the bed, and now like the bedroom is like in a better, I don't know, order. Great. Oh, I have to go on my own. I'm like, no, you don't. No, you don't. So, you really do have all the tools. Maybe you'll be better at using a certain tool than another, which is, the way things are. But there's somebody out there in your life who knows how to use that other tool better than you do. And you call them on the phone and you say, come over and help me lift this bed. Because, I can't do it on my own. And they're like, sure. And then you help them with something. It's great. It's great because you both get and you both give. Wonderful. All right, I'm going to show you the cards. All right, a sense of community, listening to oneself toward, new opportunities that are filled with abundance, and even the heartache, even like the weird stuff, is also abundant and informed you. And sometimes, when something bad happens, it kind of propels you forward. It's like, okay, now I'm going to move forward, toward establishing something that's really stable, and you have everything you need. You have everything you need. The other thing about the magician, it's a really interesting card. To me, the magician is very verbal. He says things out loud. It's like praying out loud. He says things out loud. He uses his oral, verbal skills toward his benefit. He names it and claims it. He names it, claims it, and owns it. It's really nice. And all four readings have been really positive and really moved forward. And they were all a little bit different, but I think overall, we're all moving in it. I know we're all moving in a new direction, and it's really about gathering our own inner strength. And if I don't have the inner strength, calling my friend and say, I don't have the inner strength, can you come over? I'll make tuna. Love tuna. So that is my take. It's 53 minutes. So I'll throw three cards for the collective, and I think I'm done. Thanks, Josephine. I love tuna. Oh my God. I'll give you a good tuna recipe, right? So you get a can of tuna. I usually like tuna in oil, right? And you squeeze out the oil. And then you dice. I like the Bermuda onions, right? Because they're usually sweeter. Bermuda onion, mayonnaise, obviously, and red wine vinegar. Oh my God, it's so good because it gives it a little sweetness, a little tang. It's like, delicious. Maybe I'll make tuna this afternoon. Hi, Stephen. Stephen, I just did all Thank you, Lauren. I just did I did it by element, but this, and then this will be the collective. This is like the bonus. So I did earth, fire, air, water. Go check out the video. I'll try to timestamp it if I can figure out how to do that. And we had a few moments of noise, but it was okay. It was okay. And I have 21 and 20 and 22 likes. Thank you. 55 minutes. I got 4 minutes left. Yeah, this is the way. Okay. So this is for all of us. Look, yeah. All right. Interesting. 5. Interesting card. This is really the card of like loss and grief, right? Like traditionally, this would be like somebody passed on. I'm really sad. That kind of is but it's a 5. 5s are all about perspective. So I really, really am getting, because it's a new moon, it's this, thank you. It's this energy of like, okay, I'm ready. I've let go of the grief. The grief is done and over, and it's time to turn around. It's time to turn around, right? It's a perspective, because the whole story is always around us. We always have this whole story, because I always feel like the 5, they're change, and the change is a change in perspective. That's the opportunity that we always have. So you're in the middle of something and it's a problem, and it's like, can I see this from a different angle? Maybe this is an opportunity. Maybe it didn't work out because it wasn't supposed to work out. Maybe I'm supposed to ask for help. Maybe I'm supposed to walk away from this for a while and go back in. Maybe this is not my problem. There's all these different perspectives that can happen, right? And what happens, in my positive, optimistic way, is that he turns around, and he's wearing like the cape of silk, by the way, so it really flows. So he turns around and he says, all isn't lost. All isn't lost. These are full, and I'm going to move forward and plant new seeds in a confident way and anticipate them growing. It's a 7. It's confidence. I'm going to anticipate that they grow, right? I'm going to do new things. I'm going to plant new seeds, new trees, new crops, new flowers, and I know they're going to grow. And it's going to take time, but that's okay, because I have time, right? Because 7s are also, not 7, Pentacles are also time. And then a new opportunity presents itself. A new opportunity. And for this, to come up twice, it's like we're all moving forward, and it's time to really let go of the grief of the past. And it's like, this didn't work and that didn't work. It's like, yeah, I know. But it's like, when I'm going to sit around and go, it's so boring. It's so boring. It's like when you call a friend and all they do is like, well, I still have this problem. Oh, I still have this problem. It's like eventually you're going to stop calling, because it's like, that they have the problem and they haven't solved it and they haven't done anything about it. It's just going to get worse and worse, and they're just going to make it grow. It's like, I ain't got the time for this. I got things to do. And sometimes I do that with myself. I'm like, I'm really tired of like complaining about this. This is really a bore. Either I'm going to move on from it or I'm going to let it go. Thank you, Vivian. God bless. So that's the energy. It's like, the past is over and done. We're moving into a new energy. It's the new moon. Also, Pluto is going to change this year. Like, they're all changing this year. So this is like the beginning of it. It's like, all that stuff that doesn't work for me and that didn't, I'm done. Thank you, Melissa. Blessings. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate it. It is. It is, Vivian. It is. It's draining. It's draining dealing with complainers. Indeed, it is. And sometimes I'm the complainer. So I have to like catch myself and say, you know what? It's enough already. It's just enough already. I like do something, or like keep your mouth shut. you know, because, the funny thing is sometimes, you have some problem and it's in your head and it's like, oh, this is weighing on me. This is weighing on me. And then if I let go of it, somehow it works itself out or it doesn't bother me as much or an opportunity comes. It's really kind of weird how that happens. It's really kind of weird, you know, not weird, but it's almost justice, right? It's like I let go, and like somehow it worked out. Sometimes you have this thing in your head. It's like, oh, this is my, and then it just ends up working out. It's kind of weird. It's lovely. If I sit in joy and I sit in faith and I sit in abundance, then it ends up working out. All right. And now, before I go, the other thing I wanted to say is membership is going up to $4.99 a month, but that allows you to watch all the. So the way I'm doing it now, like let's say I'm doing a reading for whatever sign, right? This is weekly. So this would be the reading for the whatever sign, right? And then I kind of pause the video and then I do an extended. So, I go deeper, right, for all signs, and that's $4.99 a month. And I will be adding meditations, definitely. But as you see, the sound thing is a bit of an issue, so I have to do it like really late at night. And I wanted to do it 2 nights ago, and I was just exhausted. I was like, I don't have it in me tonight because I have to wait till like 11. Anyway, that is my deal. That is the energy. If you want a one-on-one, you can contact me. And if you want like a single question reading, it's $30, like 15 minutes. So if that's your, it's like, oh my God, what am I going to do with my brother-in-law? All right. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Vivian. Thank you, everybody. And blessings to you. And I'm really good. It's 101. It's 101. Okay, perfecto. See you soon. And if you want to rewatch. And all the weeklies, they're done, and I'll put them up maybe now or maybe tomorrow or by the end of the day because they're due tomorrow. Thank you, above the clouds. All right. See you all soon. Bye. I always press the wrong button. Okay, I'm back. Bye. Adios. Blessings.